Morning everybody, how are y'all doing today? I'm doing great myself because just like yesterday, today we're looking at another video explaining why PC gaming sucks and consoles are better. But before we do get into this video, I just want to mention something. I don't really think I have to at this point, but I still just like to. And that is that I have nothing against this guy whatsoever. In fact, I actually looked in the comments on this video and yeah, there were people disagreeing with him. Obviously, that'll become very evident why in a second. But he was very respectful about it and he was happy that people were sharing different opinions from him, which I do really respect, so I just kind of wanted to give some credit for that. And I also wanted a reason to keep this intro longer than just 10 seconds. But anyway, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get right into this.
PC gaming sucks. And console gaming is probably one of the most fun things I've ever had fun on in a long time. And the PC community is really toxic. And like, I keep thinking, what does the toxicity have to do with gaming? Like if you're this toxic on video games, you just have to be a toxic person in real life.
Okay, to say that people who are toxic in video games are toxic in real life, that's not true at all. I guarantee each of us either is a toxic person in a game and is nice in real life, or has a friend who's like that. I have some friends who get incredibly toxic in video games, not so much towards me, more so towards the enemies. But they're my friends in real life for a reason, because they're incredibly nice people. Just because you're toxic online doesn't mean you're gonna be toxic in real life. Video games for a lot of people are just a way to vent and get away from real life. There's no consequences in video games. You could really be as toxic as you want and chances are nothing bad is gonna happen. Don't get me wrong, it does annoy me sometimes if people are being super toxic in a game, but that doesn't make me dislike the person as a person in real life, and I don't automatically assume, wow, this person's like shooting my body in Call of Duty, probably a toxic and bad person in real life. Like, no, that's not how that goes at all. And yeah, don't get me wrong, there's plenty of toxic people on PC, but it doesn't just apply to PC. It's the same on Xbox and PlayStation as well. Any community is gonna have a lot of toxic people. Hell, you could argue that PlayStation is actually the worst about toxicity because of all the fanboys. In fact, you know what? During the process of making this video, I might actually make a poll on that and put it out. Let's see what the general consensus is, and I think I have an idea on what it's gonna be. But again, I don't really see how this just applies to PC. There's toxic people in every community, but I guess it's just a PC issue.
And it's like, how antisocial everyone is on PC games is beyond me. It's like, there's no willingness to create a community. There's no willingness to create a friend group or something like that. And it's like, there's a huge lack of community in the PC gaming community. It's like everyone wants to play only with their respective friends. No one wants to talk on mics. No one wants to make themselves available. If they're really good at the game, you'd want to send them a friend request. If they're really social and funny, you'd want to send them a friend request, but you just don't get that reciprocation when it comes to PC gaming.
I'm not even gonna lie, this dude sounds like he had a really traumatic experience where he got like carried in a game and then he tried to add somebody as a friend who like carried him or whatever, and then they declined his friend request and then he made this video. Like, I'm not even kidding, that's the kind of vibes I get. Like, talk about making a generalization. So because not everybody is the most social person and because not everybody wants to make random friends on the internet, that means everybody on PC is like that and therefore PC gaming sucks. I mean, if you look at the Steam charts, I'm showing a screenshot right now. Literally every single one of the top 10 most played games on Steam right now are multiplayer. And maybe this whole thing about, oh, nobody wants to talk on mics, maybe that just comes from this dude's experience. But I play a ton of online games. In fact, I mostly play online games. And in almost every single COD lobby or Siege lobby or whatever I get into, there's always people with mics on talking. Now, not everybody wants to respond because they might have voice chat off, or maybe they just don't really want to talk or whatever. But that doesn't mean that nobody is willing to be social on PC. And I'm just gonna say, from all the time I spent playing on Xbox, the only times I can really think of anybody actually going into voice chat was when it was some like 14-year-old kid moaning into his mic for no reason. Or it was somebody's mom yelling at them and they happen to be on open mic and don't know how to mute the damn thing. What I'm gathering so far is either this dude just really wants to make friends online and he hasn't found anybody who's willing to do that, or he's just never played on PC and he's making this all up.
I came from console gaming, specifically that of my PS3. I started playing way back, I think 2016, 2017. I started playing PS3 online, and honestly, I had endless amounts of hours of fun on the PS3 playing old games. I would play online games, I would play campaign games. There was just so much to do on my console.
I mean, look, that's great. I'm glad you had an awesome time on your console. The only thing is, you can do that on PC as well. Everything you just mentioned can be done on a PC. So I don't even know why this is being brought up, in all honesty. Like, nice, it's awesome that you had a fun time on your console, but this is a video about why PC gaming sucks, and everything that you've mentioned so far that you can do on your console, you can also do on your PC. Who knows, though, maybe this will go somewhere.
And all it was a thing for gaming. I had so much fun on my console, fun that I've never even had 1% on my PC. Not even 1% of fun on my PC that I had on my console. On my console, I created I had legitimate friends and created legitimate relationships, from gaming to meeting in real life. And it's like, on PC, I just haven't had the same experience.
Well, that sucks that you haven't experienced that yet, but there's a few factors that need to be taken into consideration. How long have you been gaming on PC versus console? Have you been playing the same games on PC as console? Have you been playing a lot of multiplayer games, or have you been playing more single-player games? Like, there's a lot of factors that can affect your experience. And yeah, it's fair that you might not enjoy PC gaming as much as console gaming for that reason. I just honestly think that it's a bit of a stretch to say that PC gaming sucks, like, as a whole, because you haven't had the same, like, relationships with other people online. Like, if you were to say, oh, I don't enjoy it as much, then that makes sense. But to use this as a reason why PC gaming as a whole sucks, I think that's a bit of a stretch, in all honesty.
And with PC itself, people buy a lot of video games that they don't play, and half of the time they don't even play the same games as you. You'll meet them on one specific game, and then you'll never play with them again. It's just a weird way to game, honestly.
I mean, again, this is just like an extreme generalization. And dude, are you really gonna pretend that everybody on console plays the exact same games? Like, no, that's not how that works. Everybody has different tastes. Not everybody is gonna have the exact same games as you. For example, you might meet somebody on Call of Duty and you happen to like Battlefield as well, and you wanna play with them, but they don't like Battlefield or they don't have it. Like, I'm really failing to see how this is a PC only issue. Again, going back to my personal experience, back when I was on Xbox, I met a bunch of people on Overwatch at one point, and it was a lot of fun. We would play a lot of Overwatch together, but that was it. We never played anything else. Because outside of Overwatch, we really didn't have too many games in common. Honestly, it sounds like this dude hit the jackpot when it came to his social life on console, and then tried playing on PC and realized he's not always gonna get that lucky to the point where he's gonna meet people and then he ends up going out with them in real life. Which, actually, that sounds like a fun conversation topic. Let me know in the comments if you've met somebody in an online game and then your relationship progressed to the point where you ended up meeting up in real life with that person. Never happened to me, but honestly, it sounds kind of cool. Then again, the only people I've met online who I would probably be comfortable meeting in real life would be anybody I've met through YouTube. Ming, Skara, Chris, all those guys.
I liked PC gaming, but the only nice aspect about PC gaming is probably playing campaign games and the fact that you can do a lot more on PC than you can with consoles. But I miss consoles for the online multiplayer aspect and just gaming in general. PC, there's so much nonsense you have to deal with, like getting emails, pop-ups, and all these types of things. You need ad blockers and everything. And even these days, I barely game that much anymore. Most of the time, I'm just sitting on my phone and my PC's on in the background.
You constantly have to deal with emails, pop-ups, ad blocks, etc. My guy, do you not know how console notifications work? Anytime like a friend comes online or you get an invite to a party or something pops up and makes like a beep noise or whatever. Maybe not like a beep noise, but a little notification sound, you get what I mean. And who said you had to get an ad blocker? Where did that come from? People get ad blockers completely optionally and on their own accord, just because they don't want to have to deal with ads when they go on websites and stuff. And also, I love how he complains about like constantly getting emails and stuff, but then he says that these days he's mostly on his phone. Wait till he finds out about how those two things are connected.
And then when I want to do something, I usually click onto YouTube, and then I find out that I've been watching YouTube shorts or watching different videos for like the past 2 hours, and it's like, I was supposed to be gaming, I was supposed to be doing this. It's just like on PC there's too many distractions of like pop-up emails, and it's just too much of a distraction in general. And just for the like how much of a lack of community there is with PC gamers, I've just haven't had the same effect like what I had on PC. On console, you make a friend on a video game and you guys play that specific video game. On PC, you meet someone on one video game and then you never play with them again.
I mean, again, how is this just a PC issue? The same thing happens on console all the time. You're gonna meet people who you never play with again, and you're gonna meet people who you play with continuously. And then you have a truly tragic gamer moment where you say, see you tomorrow, bro. And then you have last online 7 years ago. Brings a tear to my eye. But I just find it a little ironic that he's saying, oh, on a console, you make a friend. On a game, you play that specific game. I thought earlier, dude, you were complaining that when you met somebody on PC, if you played with them, you would only play that specific game and they wouldn't have anything else that you do. But now you're saying that it's a good thing that on console you only play one specific game with that person? Just a little hypocritical if you ask me. But what do you mean there's distractions with like pop-up emails and stuff? Dude, you do realize that when you're in a game, the notifications won't like pop up on the screen, they just make the sound. And I have a little idea for you. You could just, you know, turn off the notifications for them and then they won't constantly annoy you. Simple problems require simple solutions.
That's one of the experiences that I had that's one of the biggest experiences that I've had with PC. You make a friend on a video game and then they just never play that video game again. I don't understand that. And it's not like they even invite you or anything. It's just PC gaming is I don't feel like it's built for that much fun anymore. Unless you have a group of friends and everyone wants to keep their group of friends to them. They don't want to share. They don't want to create a community, a bunch of people. Like, I've struggled to create a community. The same community that I had on PS3. I tried to create my own community with friends and whatnot on here. But everyone is just so toxic. Everyone is just so antisocial. They rage. They do all of these things. Like, yes, raging is a part of gaming, even on consoles and any platform. But it's just, PC gaming is not that fun, honestly.
So, wait a second, you bring up the point that people rage on PC and get mad, and then you admit that people do it on console as well? But also, what do you mean, like, people want to keep their groups of friends to themselves? Hear me out, maybe people aren't gonna always be comfortable with inviting some random dude from a video game into their friend group. Just an idea I had. But can I just ask as well, like, what community did you have? The way you're describing it, it sounds awesome, but I really want to know, like, what even was it? How many people were a part of it? And also, is there anything you're doing differently on PC that you weren't doing on console? Again, like I said at the beginning of the video, there's so many variables that can affect this. Honestly, at this point, I'm starting to feel more bad for this guy than anything.
PC gaming is not that fun. Yes, you can mod games. Yes, games are optimized and stuff. But nah, PC gaming just doesn't feel the same. I miss the days of playing my PS3, of just logging on and having a bunch of friends who are willing to talk when we play online, or who are willing to use their mics. For some reason on PC, nobody uses their mics, or people are too scared to, or the lack of people who speak English. There's just a bunch of things with PC gaming. And I've just had a huge lack of fun, and it costs twice, 3 times as much as my PS3. So, I don't know.
Again, dude, you must have just gotten really unlucky or something. In every single COD lobby I get into, there's always people on open mic blasting their annoying rap music or something. In every Overwatch or Siege game, there's always people talking. Honestly, I didn't expect to get to the end of this video feeling like this. I'm almost like more interested to hear more people's experiences now. And you know what? I'm not even gonna argue against this. That's actually a very valid point. Again, I think it's a stretch to say that all of PC gaming sucks just because you're getting unlucky with your social life on it or whatever. But honestly, I'm like so taken aback at this point, I don't even know how to like counter argue anything. So why don't we go ahead and finish this video out real quick?
Pretty much the only thing I really do these days is pretty much watch YouTube. I barely game. And most of the times I'm gaming alone. And that's another video I'll make about why I don't mind gaming alone, and about why I game alone most of the time. But yeah, this was just why PC gaming sucks rant. I just wanted to give my opinion about it, and I don't know who else feels this way, but just I had more fun on my PS3 and on consoles.
Wait, no, dude, I was rooting for you. Why did you say that? You just invalidated everything you just said. You've been complaining this whole time about how, oh, you can't build a community like you could on PlayStation, but you just admitted you barely play video games anymore, and when you do so alone, and you like to play them alone. You just said you don't mind gaming alone, and yet you just spent this whole video complaining that PC isn't social enough for you. No, you almost had a point. Damn it. It was actually going so well. And then you end the video on a sentence that contradicts everything you've been saying. Oh no. Well, there you go, guys. That's how we're ending off the video, I guess. He spent this whole time ranting about how PC gaming isn't social enough for him, and then ends the video saying he doesn't mind playing games alone, and that he doesn't even really play video games anymore. No wonder you haven't made the same communities of relationships. If you're playing video games alone and barely playing them anymore, then how are you supposed to make communities and form relationships? Oh, I don't know why I'm so energetic over this ending. Oh my god. It's just such like an imperfect yet perfect way to end the video. Speaking of the end of the video, that's gonna do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't like it, subscribe if you want to see more, and I will catch you all next time.